Okay. So, whenever I feel like a little bit of a downfall in my self-esteem and my self-confidence, and I feel like my fire is kind of just being dimmed a little bit, um, I know that my fire is usually like full blast. So what do I need to do to re-spark that fire? So I lean into my Zooms, I lean into my self-development books, I got Headspace yesterday. Um, I lean into just myself. I focus on me and building my self esteem and my self confidence. And so, whatever that looks like for you, it's different for everybody. Some people, for whenever they feel like they're having like a low day, they'll go to the park or they'll go for a walk or they'll read the book or take a bubble bath, whatever that looks like for you. But today, my affirmation is self confidence. So y'all just put in the chats for me what y'all are affirming for yourselves today and take action. I have buku of these little, I have these big sticky notes. I have these small sticky notes. And so what I usually do is I'll write whatever that affirmation is and I'll write my I ams and my gratitude list in my notes. And then I'll go ahead and I'll write it on one of these sticky notes and just leave it on my desk. And so whenever I'm working on my IPAs throughout the day or, whatever, because I'm at my computer quite often, even if I'm not working. Um, and so sometimes if I just need a little boost or a reminder, or if I don't even really think I need that boost or reminder, it's just a good thing to be able to look down and be like, remind yourself what you're grateful for. So, next, I want y'all to go ahead and put y'all's 5 I ams and 5 things that y'all are grateful for in the chats. What are y'all grateful for? And even if you want to start small, like start somewhere. Like you're grateful for the clothing that you have on your back, the roof you have over your head, the food you put in your mouth, just like small things that, once upon a time you weren't able to be grateful for. Whether it be, okay, you're grateful for being able to pay for your own bills. Um, Whatever that looks like for you, go ahead and put your 5 great gratitudes and your 5 I ams in the chat for me and what your affirmation is. And I'm going to find my affirmation book. Okay, I'm grateful to be able to stay home with my little one. Absolutely, that's a big one. I can't wait to do that as well. Let's see how many other ones we can get while I turn to this page. I don't even remember what pen I used. And I don't have my watch on, so I keep, because I constantly, like 9 times out of 10, I only use my watch for the time, and then 9 times out of 10, I don't even look at the time. I'm thankful for the opportunity daily to make myself better. I'm grateful for my health and grateful for my kids. Absolutely. And the fact that you can be healthier for your kids, like it all just kind of leans on to each other. So it's 5, 17, 21. Okay, so what are we going to read from? I went ahead and put this one and the other 3 on the self-development card in the Trello board. Um, Also, I'm going to be hosting the goal setting Zoom from, for a while. So I also put the You Goal Girl, that's what it's called. I also put that on the Trello board. If y'all watched that the other day, then that is now on there as well. So today I affirm a journal that nurtures self-care, and it's by Alexandra L. I got it from Five Below. And that's where I get all of my self-development books, either that or Amazon. So the question for today is, how can I step out of my old habits in a way that is a healthy, safe, and rooted in understanding? So I usually will answer these questions before the Zoom or after, but I want to take time to be able to talk about these while I'm on the Zoom. So, how can I step out of my old habits in a way that is healthy, safe, rooted, and in understanding? So, oh, look at that. Another flash flood warning and tornado warning. That's like, no, it's nice. So, stepping out of old habits, being that my affirmation today is self confidence. Um, Used to, I would have like a low day, and I would have a day where I just wasn't feeling it. And I just didn't want to. It's probably not the best idea for me to be sitting by a window either, but it's fine. So, um, like I was saying, used to, before I found this community and this support and this newfound mindset, I wasn't able to pinpoint what was making me have a bad day, what I could do to just kind of push those feelings aside to focus on getting better for that day and to just move forward. Um, so, old habits that I'm working on getting rid of is being able to pinpoint what is making my confidence go down, what is making me question myself worth, my self-esteem, my self-confidence, what is it that's making me feel this way. um and so I come to that realization with myself, and I work on myself, whether it be 20 minutes in a day where you can just be by yourself. I know a lot of us have littles, so it's not as easy to have 20 minutes by yourself, no kids, but do work with what you got. So even if it's just 5 minutes, like we say with our IPAs, just work your IPAs in your nooks and crannies. Work your self-care in your nooks and crannies of your day. Make sure that your mental health matches up with the rest of your needs. One of your goals is to have more energy and more stimulation or whatever, and that's why we all started Thrive, right? So make one of your priorities also be your mental health. And so confidence is a big role in all of that. You have to be confident in yourself in order to lead others and be able to support others and be able to be there for others. You have to be able to be there for yourself and love yourself and be confident in yourself. And we say that all a lot too whenever we are talking to people about Thrive. Like, you want to sound confident. If you're not confident in what you love or what you tell us that you love, then they're going to be able to notice that. Same thing with anything else. You have to be confident in who you are with yourself. Okay. And so some confidence was something for a very long time that I struggled with. I never had my own confidence. I was always borrowing confidence, and I could never really build my own. And so I was always needing validation that I was good enough to others and other people's eyes for that confidence, when really the only confidence and validation that I need is from myself. I don't need to know from anybody else that I'm doing a good job, because I know I'm doing a good job. That is where your confidence is rooted from, and that's how it grows, and that's where it starts. If you are constantly having to ask others for validation to make yourself feel better, you need to focus on a different form of I'm not with this lightning. So you need to find a different form of where your confidence can be rooted from, so you can grow. So that was the question one. How can I step out of old habits in a way that is healthy, safe, and rooted in understanding? Like I was saying, old habit being, instead of living in that moment and unpacking there and then falling into a depression phase and whatever it looks like for you, find out what that is, work on it, and move on and grow. And then you're getting rid of that old habit. Question two is, what do I want to learn about myself? Dig deep. And this is something that we say also a lot whenever it comes to our confidence and it comes to our businesses. Whenever we ask what your why is, be confident in your why. Dig deep. Okay. Whenever we first start and we're first asked, like, what is your why? We say, all of us, like again, 9 times out of 10, all of us have kids. And so all we want really is what is best for our kids. But dig deeper than that. What is it that you are wanting for your kids? You have to be specific. You kind of like on goal setting, I said the other day, you want a specific goal. You want to be specific with what you want. It's like great that you want a great lifestyle for your kids, but what does that lifestyle look like? Dig deep. Dig deep in finding your confidence. It's the same thing. And realizing and talking about all of this, this business is for, we're all talking about like being a product of the product. But what we don't realize is that it actually is formulating our mindset, that it is actually growing us as people. Yes, the energy feels amazing. Yes, the brain fog and zombie, mombi, whatever you want to call it, getting rid of that in the morning, that's always great. But whenever you have that energy, you have that motivation. Whenever you have that motivation, you have this new drive in your confidence. It all just feeds off of each other. It's like a big tree and it's just branches. It just all branches off of each other. Confidence is rooted from taking care of yourself first. And that is what this product does. And I'm realizing that while I'm talking about it. And I wish I would have put that in my notes, but it's fine. I realized it in the middle of talking about it. So those were our questions for today from the Today I Affirm. So now I'm gonna go to my notes on here. So if you haven't already or you hopped on after, go ahead and put in the chat what you're affirming for yourself today first. And tell me what your I ams and what you're grateful for. Okay, I am worthy. I am confident. I am willing. That is something I've been reading the Uneff Yourself from Gary John Bishop. And the first chapter literally is, am I willing? And that's like, I don't even think I've read any further than the first chapter because it just hit differently. I think I'm going to reread that chapter because it just hits differently. So I am willing, I am confident, and sometimes what I'll even do is I'll sit here and I'll just go through all of my I am DFTs, and because they're all affirmations. I am helpful, I am peaceful, I am strong, I am grateful, I am strong and courageous, I am positive and encouraging, I am thriving, I am bold and kind, I am strong and grateful. That is why I order these specifically. And I even put these in my mini experiences, not that any of y'all care, but I put these in my mini experiences because sometimes whenever you're getting a new customer, that's sometimes all they need is that boost of affirmation for the day that they didn't realize that they needed. And that's why they started in the first place. So that's why I use the I am DFTs in my minis, just so y'all know. Because a good affirmation is sometimes all that people need. So confidence is believing in the person that you are becoming. That's kind of like what I was talking about earlier. You want to pinpoint what your old habits are and grow from them. Find new habits that are fulfilling your purpose and just overall changing your mindset. So let's read some of these. I read that one. Oh, sometimes it lets me scroll through them. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm thankful for, okay, I read that one. I'm willing, I'm brave, I am bold, I am grateful. I am driven. I like that one. I am grateful for a supportive, significant other. That's always something that I love. And I am doing my best every day. See, and that's all that matters. Okay, it logged me out for a second because it said somebody else logged in, but it's fine. We're still kicking. So, let's see. I think I read all of them. And that made me lose my train of thought. Oh, that's what I was saying. I had signed on someone the other day, and just as soon as she signed up, she had all of this support from the people that were closest to her. And that's whenever you're starting in a new business, um, you're nine, like I definitely didn't have all the support that I wish I would have had, because I felt like since no one supported me, I was like, am I even going to be able to do this? Like my own family doesn't even support me. And it was up to me to change that. That was like earlier with that validation, that was me looking for confidence in other people, and I didn't need it. That was the moment that I decided that I was going to support myself. And I was going to lean on my team, because that is what we are all here for. We have a community. We are supportive. And so, again, like I said, in that moment, that is whenever I decided to grow off of my own confidence and believe in myself, and realize that I didn't need my family's confidence or support, because I believed in myself. I had my own self-confidence to lean on. And so I did it. To this day, I still very rarely have any of my family that support me. And I'm okay with that, because I know that I'm confident in what I do here is what I love, and this is where I'm supposed to be. Excuse me. So there is that. So like that's what I was saying. Believe in the person you are becoming. When you look at yourself, do you love what you see? When you look in your mirror, are you like pinpointing all the little bitty things that like are just not like to your liking? Are you like pinpointing all of your insecurities? You're fine. Are you like pinpointing all of your securities there? If you look in your mirror and you automatically be like, oh my gosh, or like if you've ever seen Mean Girls and they're standing in the mirror and she's like, oh my God, I have man shoulders. You go in the mirror and you automatically just start pinpointing all of the negative things in your body or within yourself. Some people like will literally look at themselves and be like, I don't like who I'm becoming. What are you going to do to change that? What steps and actions are you going to take to change that mindset? Like I was saying earlier, is it reading a book? Is it listening to a podcast? Is it getting the Headspace app? Is it just taking a bubble bath? Is it literally just being by yourself for at least 5 minutes out of your day? What does it look like for you? So if you don't love yourself, how will you expect others to? If you don't love yourself, if you're not confident in yourself, like I was saying earlier, whenever you're messaging someone about the product, if you are not confident in what you are trying to talk about, if you're not confident in yourself, how do you expect other people to? If you do not love yourself first, how can you expect others to? Okay. Are the steps you're taking in the right path to growing your self-confidence? Okay. Are the steps that you're taking in the right path for you to be able to lean on your own self-confidence? Do you see yourself growing in the direction that you're in? The direction and the path that you're in right now, do you believe that that is the path that you're supposed to be on? If not, do you need to turn around and find a different path? Do you need to go to your Apple Maps and reroute? Like, what do you need to do? If you don't like the path that you're on, choose a different path. And then the next one is, I'm creating the life that I love. Being confident in the life that you choose. Okay. Believe you can, and you're already halfway there. Okay. These are just some quotes that I found for self-affirmations. And so I love them. So believe you can, and you're already halfway there. Okay. Limits only exist in your mind. The expert in anything was also once a beginner. I think that one's my favorite. The expert in anything was also once a leader. Gary John Bishop wasn't always a writer. If you went to Palooza, he was talking about his experience and how he got into writing his books. And his brother asked him to do a workshop. I think it was his brother asked him to do a workshop. And he said, if I have to pay for it, I'm not doing it. He wasn't willing to pay for it to do what he had to do. And so once his brother paid for it and he went, it completely changed his mindset. Okay. Like I said, Gary John Bishop wasn't always an expert. He's not, I mean, he's just an author. He's an amazing author, but he's an expert at what he talks about because he had me shaking in my boots at Palooza. He was like speaking to my soul. Um, John C. Maxwell, Courtney Rogers, um, everybody on this Zoom, like we are all beginners in the beginning and we are just working our way up. Okay. Fail. This is a acronym. Fail. First attempt in learning. Okay. And that is something that I absolutely love because you have to fail in order to grow. You have to fail, pinpoint what you failed at, figure out why you failed, and grow from it. So, failing is just your first attempt at learning. Okay. So, I absolutely love that. And that is something that I feel like I might even just frame. um, because I feel like that is something that I need to remind myself more of on the daily than anything else. So that was, I hope it didn't mess up my recording whenever it did that. But I hope that y'all got something out of this self-confidence pep talk. Um, I'm going to pause on my recording and I hope that y'all have a good day and I will see y'all on Mindset.